Hello friends, welcome to Thermomixing Adventures. Lisa here. I have been waiting for this recipe to get onto Cookidoo to share with you. This is the one that when I was in Perth with the Recipe Development Kitchen, we did this amazing recipe. This was the one we tried and tested and took photos of, and absolutely excited that it's here and I can show it to you. So in essence, it's meringues that are going to be cooked and kind of poached in a milk custard, and they are delicious. So let's get straight into this recipe. Say hi if you're watching on. Would love to know where you're from, what Thermomix you've got, all that sort of thing. So it's called Floating Islands on White Chocolate Custard. Hey, by the way, Patreon friends, the second camera that you guys funded is here. Thank you so much for your support, those of you who are over there on Patreon and just supporting me there. Thank you. So we're going to go start cooking on the TM7 Thermomix. Now, I am still learning how to drive this thing, so bear with me. First things first is I have some separated eggs. So it's asked for 3 eggs separated. By the way, this is part of our Manifesto collection. So Manifesto is the the internal cookbook that comes with the TM7. It is 7 collections that make this up. There are different topics. Let me actually pull it up for you before we get started. Just let's segue for a second. Okay. Cookidoo on the screen. Let me go search. You'll find it on the front of the TM7 as well. I'm going to change to collections. This is how you can find them. And then I'm going to come down and you can see the ones with the Australian flag. So we have, this one is somebody else's that they've put a different country put up today, but we've got entertaining. So if you're an entertainer, there are recipes in there for you. There is Nourish, quick and easy, veggie and vegan, budget friendly, taste the world, homemade basics. I love this homemade basics. It's actually, I was flicking through it this morning because today is the first day we've actually had it. And it just made me remember when I got my TM31 and how stoked I was, and how I remember sitting there in awe going, this is going to be a game changer. And that was all those years ago. It was the same feeling this morning as I went through that basics. So let's do this. First things first, it's asking for 3 egg whites, yolks reserved for later. So I've done the split, and that goes. Clean bowl, nothing in there. A couple of bits of sugar, that's okay. Okay, tick that off. 1 teaspoon of corn flour. So I'll get this, just getting a little bit, about a teaspoon equivalent. Make sure you don't drop it on the blades. And then we've got some white sugar, 140 grams. And because I've got it onto that step, we can watch our twin display. And hopefully I've got enough out, but if not, I can grab some more. We're aiming for about 140. Going to be close. Oh, and by the way, this is not quite a caster sugar. This is, I'll show you what it is. I've got it here because I was going to scoop some more out. An organic raw sugar. So it's not completely, well, it's hasn't had the color taken out of it. There we go. So look at that little line going across the screen there. I think you might be able to see it on that top display, which I've got up. Thank you, Patreon friends. Next, you might not be able to see, it's taped with electrical tape. I'm waiting for the little holders, and then I'll put some holes in the cabinet and make it stay up there permanently. All right, we're going to heat this. So we're going to put the lid on. The little twin display shows us that. I'm going to cook this up. It's got 4 minutes, 70 degrees, speed 2. I press the play button and it goes. And this is where my friend and I doing this recipe had to open the lid many times to check whether it's actually going, because you don't really hear it. I can hear a little sound of the sugar kind of grinding, but it's dissolving now and I can't hear it at all. How cool is that? And this is where we did a little bit of a peeky peek and went, is it really doing anything? Look at that. Oh my gosh. It does stop. So when you take the lid off, it stops, but you can have a look, and then it just keeps on going when you take that lid off. So I'll come back in 3.5 minutes and we'll continue this together. I'm so excited to share this with you. We'll see you in a moment. Okay, welcome back. It says insert the butterfly whisk. Let's have a look. Let's see what is going on in there. Looks like, I don't know exactly what we put in it, right? So butterfly whisk, just like all our other models, it goes behind the high set of blades. Go next. Little picture tells you that. Now we're going to whip it. Oh my goodness. 5 minutes, 3.5. Okay, now even if you're on a different model at this point in time, you can do all this the same. This hasn't changed, right? So let's do this. Play button. Let's go. See you in a moment. Actually, before we go, You can barely hear it. It is so good. All right, we'll see you in a sec. What I'm really enjoying is the fact that when this is going, I'm scrolling ahead to actually see what I need to do. And then when I want to go back, it says, do I want to go back to my current step? And I go, yep. And it drags me back up. I love it. All right, let's have a look. It's been that whip time. Oh, my goodness. Check that out. Oh, how good does that look? Oh my goodness, guys. And you'd never know. Like, you heard the occasional kind of dink, but that was about it. So remove the butterfly whisk. So just give that a wiggle. Oh, I'm going to have to lick that later. And then we're going to be putting it into a bowl and set aside. Now, down the track, we'll have second bowls available and we'll be able to just put in a second bowl. But for the moment, it is so good. Is there any way to get this in a view that you guys can see? Actually, you know what you can see? How good is that? Learning all the different things. My goodness. Stoked. Absolutely stoked with this. Look at that. I cannot wait till making the next lot of macarons or the next lot of pavlova. Like, it is stunning. Oh my goodness. All right, so I'm just scraping what I can out, remembering to always follow behind the blades so that you don't chop up your spatula. And then, yum, that's ready for later. That is so good. Okay, transfer mixture to a bowl and set aside. Check. Next. All right, place. Here we go. Next lot of ingredients. 700 grams of milk into the bowl. The scales are there. I love I didn't have to clean this out. That was cool. I suppose it's kind of got, I think, some eggs later and stuff in it anyway, so it's kind of familiar ingredients. Might need to open a second, excuse me for a moment. Let me grab out the next carton, the last carton. We need to add that to the shopping list. Okay, in this goes. So this is going to create the liquid that we're going to actually steam. No, not steam, poach them in. How cool is that? So, oh, it should be close. See how it's shrinking off, ticking it for us. Love it. I love that automation. Okay, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. It says paste. I've got my extract that I've made myself. That can go in. Tick that off. 1 cinnamon quill. If you don't have a cinnamon quill, just a pinch of cinnamon. Okay. And then 3 cardamom pods crushed. I mean, most of you probably have these things, right, from curry nights and stuff like that. It says to crush them. I'm not going to crush it, only because I don't want, it's going to tell me to strain later and take those little bits out, and I don't know that I want to be bothered doing that. Let's go next. Okay, let's cook this up. Let's get this hot, because I think after that we start putting our little meringue things into it. So it's got 7 minutes, 75 degrees, so we're not cooking very hot, speed 2, and again, we barely hear it. Occasionally you hear the cardamom pod move, but really very little sound. And let's have a look inside. As I said, when we were cooking this, we were like, is it even going? But let's have a look. Have a quick look in the top. See, it's going. It's just silent. You just never know. How cool is that? All right, see you in 7 minutes time. We'll start cooking these together. See you then. Hello friends, welcome to TMXing Adventures. It's Lisa here. I have been busting to show you this recipe. It is one that I got to test with a colleague in Perth when we were playing with the TM7s, the beta mode ones with the recipe development team, and they were madly putting together the manifesto for you guys. Now, it's there. I'm excited. Manifesto is there. Check out my YouTube tonight, because what I've done is this recipe is a progressive recipe, and I have done the first portions and recorded that to go up on YouTube tonight, and it brings me to this step here that I'm going to share with you today. But those first bits show you how to make this puffy, most beautiful, what is this called? Meringue? Yeah, meringue ever. Like, it is absolutely beautiful. It's even warm. It cooks while it does it. And by the way, this Thermomix is going and you can't hear it. Like, I am loving, loving, loving cooking with the TM7 so far. I'm just stoked. So I thought I'll jump on today. I'll show you this next step where I'm actually going to float these little islands. This is called floating island on white chocolate custard, and show you this step. But if you want to see how we get to this step, just check YouTube tonight. Also, we now have payment options on the TM7. So if you want to get a TM7 on the bench, you can either go to my website, TMXing Adventures, or you can message me, go, Lisa, I'm ready to order, because we've got an Hum, which does a 3 months interest free. They also do a 24 months interest free. We have outright, we have bank transfer, you can earn one as a consultant. I've mentioned that before, and we have Afterpay. So lots of different ways to actually get a TM7 on the bench if you are ready to get one. But yeah, and if you need to see it in action, let me know. I'd love to do a demo. I love the little jingle at the end. I've got mine set so it only goes that amount of times. So that's super cool. The other thing you'll see on the YouTube is you'll actually see where I take you to and show you the manifesto, because I jump over to that and show you that. Say hi if you're watching on, by the way. Floating islands on white chocolate custard. It says I'm up to step 8 of 18. Click on that. By the way, Patreon friends, and I do say this in the YouTube recordings, I finally have the camera. Thank you for your support so that I could get it. It's currently taped up to the roof while I wait for the other bits to come so I can drill a hole and get it up there ready to go. All right, we have heated this. And you know what? While I said before it wasn't making a sound, it was actually moving. So it actually was going in circles, which is super cool. We're going to hit the next button. And now it tells us to cook without the lid. Oh, this is so fun. So on the TM7, you can be doing this, but you're going to be trying to drop it through the hole, but you're also trying to miss the little top cog of those blades. Hello, Gwen. Lovely to see you. On a TM7, we can see the whole lot. It's really easy. So what we're going to do is cook without the lid. So we'll press the play button, meanwhile following the next steps. So, okay, next, it says use 2 large serving spoons to form a large oval-like egg shape with the meringue mixture. Place in the milk, repeat placing 2 more portions, and cook for 3 minutes before fully turning them over with a slotted spoon and cook for another 3 minutes. Sweet. And then, so at the moment, it's cooking. It's holding it at 70 degrees inside. Yep, that is really warm. I would not want to put my fingers in there. I'm going to get my beautiful mix. I'm going to get 2 spoons. And I need to remember how we did this. So you put a portion on and you actually make like a little, like that with it. I don't know what this is called. I'm sure there's a fancy name, but I don't do fancy. I do tasty. So that's what it looks like. Sorry, I'll do the next one so you can see it. And then you kind of slide them into the liquid sideways, preferably. I like to put them in sideways so they kind of hold that little donut. No, not donut. What shape is that? Cylinder. So we get another portion. It says do 3 to go. Oh, this is so beautiful and thick. So it's swiping it. You're making a 3-sided spoon shape. I don't know what you call that. And then we slide it in, try and slide it in sideways, because the sideways means it holds that shape. I noticed when we were doing it in the recipe development kitchen, if you tried to push it off the end of the spoon, which is kind of instinctual that you want to, and I'll show you how to do this. It's kind of really instinctual that you want to push it off the end. But if you do that, you end up with like a brick, like a chunky thing, rather than it being like a little donutty. Oh, I keep calling it a donut. There's no donut in it. So now I'm just going to push it off sideways, and I'm trying to drop them so that they don't land on each other. And now they're floating in there. So 3 to go. And I need to, what's it say? I think it said 3 minutes aside. So what I can do to help myself here is I can put the timer on up the top. So I can go minutes, and I can go, hey, I want you to time for 3 minutes. I go play. I'm going to play, try again. And then I'm going to use my slotted spoon. Cool little thing in the mix shop. I've used this way more than I thought I would. So I'm going to use it to flip them in a minute. And they got 3 minutes on the other side. So this is cooking. This is crazy, right? Who would have thought a Thermomix can cook with its lid open? Now the mix in here has some beautiful spices infused in it. You can see one floating in the side there, and it smells absolutely divine, okay? Eventually it has milk chocolate and corn flour and eggs added to it. At the moment it's more like a gentle, well, it's not even simmering, is it? But it's just milk at 70 degrees that is keeping it warm enough to cook these little mini meringue kind of things in there that I keep wanting to call donuts, but they're not donuts. So little logs. But the timer's going for me. It's going to tell me when it's done, and we're going to flip them over. You'll notice that the meringue mix is actually still in the bowl. I wonder if that's hot. Yeah, no, not. And it's really yummy. That is really nice. So it didn't tell you to wash out the bowl between making the meringue and making the milk mix, so I didn't bother, which is awesome. So 1 minute and 50 seconds to go. So yes, so it's really exciting today that we've actually got the launch of the Thermomix, the TM7, finally. I'm assuming they are moving out of our warehouses. I've actually not had 2 seconds to even check today my emails and see, but very exciting that we've also got payment options available, not just full price outright. So no matter where you live in Australia, if you want to get a TM7, reach out for your code so that I can send it to you. You can buy, I can support you, okay? I'm going to be here. And I'm going to be here for the long haul. I love what I do, and I love hearing from what you're doing. So the thing is, when you buy through me, I support you. I answer your calls. I write back with recipe suggestions. When you say, oh, I've got this to use, what do I do with it? And that's what I love. I love making sure you get the most out of your Thermomix. All right? So these are cooking, and it's just incredible the fact that it's doing its thing, and the bowl is not hot. The sound, there is nothing. And it's cooking. It's just phenomenal. So this is going to be done. It serves 6. I think they're probably supposed to be larger spoons than mine. But I'm going to make another, I reckon, at least another 2 sets of 3. So that'll make 9 in total. And you actually serve them, hello Kelly, with the beautiful kind of custard over them. So you're going to have to obviously watch the whole lot on YouTube, because you do not want to sit around and watch me do all these, but I want to show you how to get these out. So hang around for another couple of minutes while we finish this off. But yeah, how cool. 15 seconds to go. Absolutely cool to just watch this and go, wow, this is like a saucepan on stove. I don't own a saucepan anymore. I have the Fira cookware, and I have a big pot we used to use for popcorn before we had a popcorn maker. I use it occasionally making like a big broth, but otherwise, okay, I like this. Can you see where it says repeat? So I'm now going to put the repeat on. Oh, I mustn't have pushed it quite right. That's okay. I was going to now go play. I think when you hit repeat, it would normally just go, oh, you want another 3 minutes. So now we're going to gently flip these. Oh my goodness. I do love this little flippy thing because it's the size. Where's that camera? I'm sorry guys. I'm learning where all this is. It's the same shape as the side of the bowl. There we go. Flip it over. Oh my goodness. Okay. One more. Come on. Up. Oh dear, that's a shame. I'm going to have to eat that little bit off the side I just cut off. There we go. So let me have a taste test. Oh, that is really nice. Now this will also hook like this, so it stays sitting on my bowl if I want to as well, so I don't have to put it on the bench. In 2 minutes, we're lifting these out very carefully, and we're putting them on a paper towel on a plate. And I just keep repeating this process till I've made all my little meringues. Hello, Kalinda. Hello, Raylene. Lovely to see you guys on. And we just keep cooking them through. And then the thing is, with this recipe, the great thing is you can make them in advance, because they actually can either be served slightly warm or cool. By the time you make the custard, you're actually able to then put it together. And you want to be putting it together where these are cooler so that they don't get melted by the hot custard. Okay. And the custard, it's not a thick custard. It's more like, there was a custard we used to make, and I'm going to pronounce it wrong. Don't laugh too hard, but was it like an Angling glaze or something like that? So back in the day, I remember maybe even TM5 days where we used to make sort of a custard, and I think it might have even been on the demo menu for a little while. And it was a really runny style custard, but it was a spiced custard. And I know I've pronounced that wrong, but that's okay. Turning up to be real. So 1 and a bit minutes to go, and we're going to take these out. And I'm going to continue on with this recipe there. If you've got any questions about the TM7 that you want me to answer over the coming days, reach out. I'll do a video on it, or I'll send you the specifics on it. I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. The integration on this screen, like if I wasn't talking, I mean, obviously I'd be off doing something else, but what I was doing through the different steps of this recipe so far is I was scrolling down. And like when you scroll down, let me just show you something. So the timer's still going, I presume. But when you scroll down in the recipe, hang on, let's get into the recipe, onto my step. When you scroll down, it then says, hey, do you want to go back to your current step? And you can click on this black here, and it just takes you back to where you're up to. So you can go out, you can search other recipes, you can redirect back. If I'm completely somewhere else, I can pull down the top, and it's in the top. It's in the cooking center at the top. So is my 25 seconds to go. I think that's what it's called, Gwenda. And you know what? I'm not even going to try and pronounce it at all. I will get it wrong, guaranteed. But I think you're right. I think that's what it's actually officially called. Fancy name. 10 seconds to go. Oh my goodness. Who would have thought that the Thermomix would be this good? Oh my gosh. Now, as I said, you could do it in your Thermomix. It just has to be dropped in through the lid and kind of out to the sides. And your Thermomix would want to be on blade cover peeler and a slow stir. All right, so TM5, TM6, you could do this. You would have to stop in between each step as well and make sure you get your stuff back up to temperature. So you'd want to make sure that you stop, you take it out. Like this is still keeping it hot. Even though I'm doing this part now, the timer's gone off, it's still keeping it at 70 degrees in there. Look at these, I'm going to show you. Yum. These are beautiful. There's a cardamom pod stuck to the bottom of one of those, but look at that. So these go in the fridge. I'm just going to get the cardamom pod and put it back in the milk mix. Once they're all done, excuse the fingers, they'll all go in the fridge to cool and chill. Oh, look at you, Raylene. I love these people who know their food stuff. I'm so not a foodie like that. I've got friends who are, who make me a little bit more foodie, but have no idea. So I'm going to continue making more with the rest of this beautiful glossy meringue. If you've got questions, reach out. Do check out tonight's YouTube, because then you can see how I started this recipe the whole way through as well, and how I finish it with the custard as well. But otherwise, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Take care in all you're doing. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And before we go, remember to share these with friends and family who have a Thermomix. TM31, TM5, TM6, TM soon to be 7. Share it. Show them what their Thermomix can do. And yeah, there's modifications, but hey, you make amazing food that there is no way without a Thermomix I would even dream of trying to make, right? So anyway, have a fantastic day. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Okay, so I'm up to this stage where they're all done. They've all come out. I probably could have got another one out of it had I not licked the spatula, and yeah, ate some of it. So 2, 4, 6, 8 little ones there. I'm going to put them in the fridge, and then later on this afternoon when they're cool and we want a sweet treat, I'm going to make the custard mix. So I'll be back later on. I'll show you how to get back to your recipe, start from where you're up to, because the custard mix will be left next. I'm just going to put the lid on for now and leave it for later. So take care, and I'm going to see you in a little while soon. Okay, welcome back. It's been a few hours, been to the gym. You can see I put the lid on. It's been sitting around. That's okay. What we're going to do is we're going to now thicken our sauce up. So we're going to go to, actually we're going to go to recently cooked, but before we do, I'm just going to see if I can see if there's a way to see if the bowl's got a temperature. If I go to manual mode, you'll see here that, nope, there's no temperature left in this bowl. It's cooled all the way down. I was just curious to see. We're going to come down now to recently cooked. Click on this. Now, because we're halfway through, we actually want to go start. Actually, you remembered, we're 12 of 18, so we just go click and it's going to come up. Oh, I'm excited about that. So wait for it to load. Now we're going to add in 100 grams of white chocolate broken into pieces, not chips necessarily. So going for 100 grams. So it ticks itself off. That was a big chunk. And then we're going to add some corn flour, the egg yolks that were left over, and if we get fairly close, this should actually tear off for me. Let's see if it does it. Excellent. There's that little line going back on it. Now I've got 20 grams of corn flour going in. So because it teared off for me, I don't need to reset or go next more so. A little bit more. There it goes. Now we're going to add in next our 3 reserved egg yolks. And one last thing is 1 egg. Let me just grab a green egg. Our chickens have been busy laying. Put that in. And then we're going to cook it. So it's going to cook now for 7 minutes, 90 degrees, speed 3. That would sound really familiar to you because if we make custards in our Thermomix, that's what we make, right? So we're going to push the play button. I'm going to come back at the end of that and show you the final product on this. Can't wait to show you then. It's wiggling and jiggling a bit in there. That will be, there you go, the egg yolks going. Oh, and the chocolate. The chocolate, of course, with big chunks. But in a moment, once they start melting, it'll just be like liquid in there and it'll finish up like a beautiful custard. I'll see you in 7 minutes and we'll finish this together. See you then. Okay, before we finish up, let me just say that this I'm so excited for. Here we go. We're going to go next. It reached 90 degrees, which is the thickening temperature. Now it says to strain. I'm not going to strain it. I'm looking for 2 cardamom pods and a cinnamon quill somewhere in here. So I don't even know that I'll bother. It's only us eating it. It's not serving for friends. If I was serving for friends, I'd grab my T2 strainer out and do that. So it says, pour the white chocolate custard between the 6 serving bowls, float a meringue in each. So I've got 2 bowls here. And I think this custard is also going to thicken a bit, but it is what I would expect it to be. It's that pouring custard texture. So I'll just show you one, hey? Whoa. Now I've freshly got these just out of the fridge now while I was waiting. They're ready to go. So they're a very delicate texture, okay? So they're what you would expect like a meringue to be like. So I'm just going to pick one up. I might even put 2 in. I wish you could see. Hang on a second. Let's put this up on the lid so you can see. Put that lid back in. This up here. Now, as I said, designed to eat warm or cold. So that's the plan on how you serve it. Look at that. How pretty. You can see the lines on it from my baking paper. So there you go. That is how you make your floating Quenelles. Thank you, ladies, who told me what it's actually called, Quenelles. Still not sure what the custardy sauce is called. I'm sure that's like an anglaise or something like that. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you give this a go now that you've seen how to do it. TM6, TM5, I reckon with a blade cover peeler you could do this. You just have to take a little bit of time in taking the lid off, dropping it into the hot liquid, and then taking that lid off and maybe reheating it again between the batches so that you let it get back up to temperature each time. But I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you'll give it a go. I hope you're enjoying seeing the TM7 in action. I'm very much enjoying playing with it. I can't wait for those of you who have ordered one to get one on your bench super soon. And if you want to get a link to buy, reach out. I'd love to help you. But otherwise, take care, and I will see you in the next video soon. Bye for now.